Yes. So we had a good wellness session. Now, yeah, it's important to be happy at work, but we will shift the gears now towards productivity. So we are now going to talk more about how digital HR can impact our employee engagement. So I think I can just say that I was the first witness from the legacy time where I came from a background of a legal background. I did the most paperwork throughout my lifetime. But that's a big shift that I was able to make. And I was able to see the journey from that paperwork to how digitalization. So first, maybe we should delve into how do we see digital HR shaping up in the organizations that we are and how we are able to transition that.
Thank you and good afternoon, everybody. I came from an organization which has two kinds of businesses. One is traditional one, that is analytical instrumentation, and another wing is most advanced one, that is healthcare KPO. So till now we don't have any technology involvement in HR activities. Now we started it. But HR, during this transition, HR will face so many challenges. Why? Because all these years, since 65 years, organization is running on papers and using Microsoft and all these things. Convincing them is a little bit challenge. One mail I'll get, dear sir. One mail I'll get, hi Manjunath. So I have to respond, dear sir, and also hi. In this situation, I have to bring the technology also. So immediately it is not possible to. I have good experience using technology, but does not mean that they will accept it. So what right now we are doing in our company is, I am trying to bring one by one technology, starting from recruitment. So I know the platform very well, I know the results also very well, how it works. But I have to make my leaders also to involve in this process. So I am arranging demos for them. I made them to use that platform first. Now they have seen how AI is working, what kind of mundane activities they can reduce, and they can use the technology. The time can be reduced for hiring process and quality can be increased. Next thing is, once they are happy, once they will enjoy with that, immediately they only will come to us. Is there any other technology for performance management or training and development or skill development, employee engagement, employee experience, so many things, onboarding process also, which is a huge onboarding task is there in our company especially, because we tied up with so many clients. Clients agreements we have to follow. So many agreements are there, they have to sign number of pages. So we are bringing this platform also. So now they are seeing the benefits of the organization. What I have decided is, yes, I am going to take 2 years of time to bring the end-to-end HR technology in our company that starts from on hiring to retirement. Because immediately we cannot make the transition is happened in the organization. But at the same time, the advanced wing, that is a healthcare KPO, they want me to bring the technology immediately. Because they are working with the US clients, they know very well, clients are talking with them, all these things. But I have to balance these two things. Why? Because my management also has to understand the balance between these two things. Because management want only one platform which is useful to both the wings, traditional and advanced. So it is taking time. So we HR have to understand the business requirements first. Then we have to understand which technology will be helpful for the organization. And we have to create integrated platform. A unique platform which is, I can say, a full suite of HR platform will not be useful. We have to focus on separate technologies, individual platforms, and you integrate that one so that it will give best result to the entire organization. That's what we are doing right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Manju. Manju leads this organization, which is 65-year-old firm, and there is so much that you are trying to do to reshape the HR processes. But maybe, Anand, you are like about 25,000 workforce already here in India, and would you like to talk a little bit about the digitization, how you are reshaping, from day one experience to, in terms of engaging the employees?
Thanks, Lata. So let me give you a brief about my organization. So we are a retail company, or one of the biggest retail companies in India. We have multiple brands, so the company has more than 1,000 stores. Lifestyle, Max, Easy Buy, Home Center. These brands you would be at least aware of, and you would have, I just hope each one of you would have shopped in at least one of those stores. So we have employees present in Pan India, and there is no one unit which has thousands of employees sitting in one unit. So, and these employees do not have any kind of email or something to connect with. The only thing that they have is a phone and a phone number, right? So that's the only technology that they work with. So to reach out to these employees, I have to be very mindful of the first question to any technology partner that I get is, will it work on a phone number? That's the first question that I ask. And the moment someone says, no, it will require email ID, we'll give you a workaround, and I say, thank you very much. My employees, I know, will never get an email ID, and I can't afford to give them email IDs. So give me a solution which is on mobile and a phone number. So that's the first requirement. So when I joined this company almost 9 years back, even the attendances were punched like on a finger, right? So we had a biometric. So each employee is getting into a store, putting his biometric, and then getting into. We are punching two fingers. So, once I got to, from the management I got, Anand, there are two employees whom I see, they are coming very, very regularly together for past 1 month in the report. I said, how can it be possible? He said, no, you just check the report. So it's like me and Manjunath are coming regularly for 1 month to the same store daily. I punch at 9:15, he also punches at 9:15. I go at 6:15, he also goes at 6:15. I said, how on earth it is possible? Well, sometimes I will take leave or he will take leave. We checked and we found that both of us have colluded, one finger of mine and one finger of his. And the employees are. And imagine these are the 25,000 brains that we have to work with. 25,000 brains. It's not one or two, 25,000 brains that we have to make sure that any technology you are implementing, these 25,000 brains do not do it. So what we brought in was, okay, we will have a geotagging. So once you enter say Taj, you place that you are in Taj and then your attendance will be marked. Now latest what I have heard from people is that there is something called dummy GPS. So if you put that dummy GPS, it can be cracked. So again we are back to, okay, let's see the report. So that is, on a lighter note that I will giving you what all technology challenge that we face. Now to digitize such a workforce, anything and everything first we do is what we have done, most of our processes now are mobile friendly. So first thing we do is bring every process on mobile. Leaves, attendance, anything and everything that you want employees to see, it is on mobile. Second, with respect to their PMS, again, it requires a screen. So we have given them, each store will have a simple notepad or a pad in which they can do their PMS, where the goals for all the employees will be set from backend. But yes, the conversation can be more one-to-one because conversation cannot be on the iPads. So those are some, I would say, technologies that we are bringing in. And we have brought in, I think I will talk about it a bit later, the chatbot and other things that we had brought in to engage with this workforce.
Thank you, Anand. I think we dwelled into digital HR, but now maybe a little bit about productivity, though there is previous session focused so much on well-being. So how do you guys think about, AI especially, where helped us employees' productivity and also has enhanced their well-being? Yeah, can or maybe also.
Good afternoon. Are you all awake there? Thank you. Okay, I'll make two statements to start with before I give my take on that. One, the H in HR is always going to be human. I think a lot of debate about automation in HR and what's happening around, the H cannot be anything else but human. Second, AI will not replace human. A human with AI will replace a human without AI. I think so. Let's also get this clearly understood what it means, that there is this understanding that all of us need to have, that AI is here to stay and will not go away. And the question is, how are we going to coexist? How are we going to collaborate? How are we going to make sure that it's a part of what we do so that we are able to make sure that our time is spent on better tasks and more efficient work. And then we do things much more differently than what we've been doing right now. Okay? Now, productivity is what is one of the major gains we are seeing from how we are adopting AI. I'll give you a very simple process. Sometime back, I used to work for a large regional bank. And we used to do multi-country payroll processing. And this used to be a very manual process. So what used to happen was that at every time at the end of the cycle, there used to be a lot of issues reported about mismatch in actual versus what actually it should have been. So we started doing a lot of RCA, but then it didn't help because it all depended on somebody's ability to enter the data right. And then different countries have different components, different numbers to be entered, and then it was simply not possible that you got it right. Not a single time you got it right. And we had 20% defect rate, which is alarming for our size, because we used to payroll process about 25,000 people worldwide. So then we sat down, we said, how do we crack this problem? Then we said we will automate. And we said that we will make sure that whatever is operational manual input-based system, we will completely automate. And then we will make sure that we minimize the errors. So it took us about a couple of months to get to a zero error. But in the process, what we did was, the person responsible for this system became really a superior upskilled resource. So we were able to reposition him into a complete employee engagement kind of a program. So three things we achieved. Superior employee satisfaction scores, because we made sure that the errors got minimized. Second was we automated. So we didn't have to worry about errors going forward. 3, we upskilled a resource. I think that meant that we upgraded a person from the current role to a next role. And that was just a start, because there is so much possibilities we are seeing, so much of things we are doing out there with customers. And moment we start accepting, embracing AI and making it a part of your life, we can see immense possibilities, immense success, and phenomenal productivity gains. And what I have quoted is only one very, very small example, but you can imagine the possibilities.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. I think you highlighted about how we can reduce errors and also upskill. And then I think this calls out on some reflection that we did is, how do we balance automation versus how we still keep that human touch? So, because we are speaking about productivity, we are speaking about employee engagement. So, Mary, looks like it's a sequence. So, maybe we just give it to you.
Thank you, Lata. Hello, everyone. I think we have come to the time that even the robots have understood, the robots have discovered that we need lesser meeting times and longer coffee breaks, right? Okay, coming back to how we can, embrace AI to enhance the productivity and that desired level of efficiency. Any new change is also a behavioral change, right? One has to change behaviorally for us to, see that kind of a change in terms of our output in revenue or employee engagement. I'm going to speak on 4 behavioral aspects which will help us embrace AI, intervention of AI. One is being, I'll speak about how to be practical, rational, relational, and how to be directional. One is being practical. It's important that the objects are set and we break down the objects into subtasks. That's when we realize what to retain and what to automate, and how to reinvent whatever we have automated or we have retained, and how to relentlessly communicate and make sure that every role understands what's there in it for them, so that when the adoption is easy, we can see a lot better change in terms of what we are looking forward in automation. If you see what we did in the organization is, I come from this company called Reward 360. We build the reward tech to major banks in India and a few in abroad. So we have employees, 3/4 of our workforce is into tech, and few are also working in the warehouses, because customers redeem the pointers and all of it. I'm sure you know when you use a credit card. So what we did is, the inventory management and staff scheduling was automated, so that the employees had that amount of time to focus on customer facing activities. That in turn helped us to witness productivity being increased, burnouts are decreased, and also we saw the jump in the revenue generation. When we come to rational, it's important that we give our employees, the organizations have to reflect on give the employees the right tools and technologies so that one role doesn't fail. We can't set anyone for failure, and when we have so many tools and technologies available, we should definitely make use of it. What we did was the ATS that we adopted, we integrated that to the HRMIS. This is a very simple thing, but I wanted to explain how it helped. Once we create a JD, that is integrated to the HRMIS, and we first look for talent within the organization. We repurpose the talent within the organization. So we'll see what is matching in terms of skill set, what is the percentage that's matching in terms of skill set, and we talk to these individuals if you're looking for a transfer or a change. Then we look outside. I also read somewhere that Unilever also adopted this practice, and they reduced like 38 to 40% of their TA team's time in the search and finding the talent. Third is relational. It's more to connect and communicate. We have a lot of office communicators and a lot of other tools which is helping us to stay connected in terms of conference, in terms of teams and all of it. Connection also is not just to be formal. If you want to create a workforce that is bonded, it's important to have even informal connects, right? So we have a lot of communities which is like on travel, which is on food, which is on healthcare, which is on trekking. So once an employee wanted a cab in Vietnam, and we had somebody within the organization who had the number who could help him. These small examples, but creating communities also is helping, and staying connected while it's a hybrid kind of a work mode. And communicate relentlessly so that people don't miss on any information. People have the right information and the right tool to get the job done. The last is directional, where I wanted to speak about most of our organizations are adopting agile methodology with Jira integrated, and I'm sure even Microsoft Teams, you have Fireflies. So once the meeting is done, at the end of the meeting, Fireflies gives you the integrated insights of the meeting. It captures the key pointers of what was discussed, along with the actionables for each stakeholders, and also the follow-up mechanism is also built. So all this is going to help us in making ourselves as better. As Rajiv said, that we cannot do without AI to be better. It is going to be helping us more in terms of reducing the time, reducing the stress, but helping us focus on much bigger things so that the workforce is not wasting time on routine or mundane activities, but working towards adding strategic value addition to the organization. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mary. I think when you speak about behaviors, earlier we used to have eyesight and see people on the floor, and then that's how you will be able to see whether the behaviors are in alignment. Thanks to COVID, thanks to remote work that you mentioned about hybrid and remote. Now, how do we ensure that we engage a team at this kind of environment? Rajiv, do you want? Yeah.
Collaboration. Okay, I work for a fully remote organization worldwide. So none of us have ever met each other till today. We've been in operations for 15 months now. So my largest team sits in South Africa. My boss sits in the US. I sit here. My other set of teams, CTO, sits in the US. And we have built a world's first Gen AI-based cloud security product. Now, it's already live, selling, we are doing sales now, and we are all over the place. How do we do this? I think, and we don't have an office anywhere. So none of us go anywhere to an office. So we look for opportunities to meet, like events, and we do some quarterly kind of a connect, but the two in smaller teams. As an organization, we have never met. I've never seen my boss till today. Of course, I've seen him on Teams, and that's what we use for all our formal communication. We use Slack. It's an outstanding collaboration tool. We use GitHub. We use HubSpot. We use Postman. We use all these collaborative tools, and then the teams are fully connected. So 2-3 things. One is leap of faith. I think people who work with us and our employees, we have to take that leap of faith. And so we are not too bothered about, are you putting those 8 hours a day and are you really, it's not about watching the clock. I think we have all moved away from that. Second is, you have to trust. And that the delegation and trust has been a very, very important part of our success. And we really follow this across all the people, across all teams. And the third is, we completely move to a outcome-focused work culture. So what we have to deliver, we have timelines and we do it. And then we have set up our own protocols and our meetings and escalation mechanisms which help us deal with the situation as we go. And even there are 3 colleagues of mine in Bangalore, I have not seen them. Okay, I mean, I don't think there's a need for us to do that because that's the way this model is supposed to work and we're making it work. So collaboration is possible. You can have a completely functional team without even meeting, coming to office. I know this defies the logic of some of my services guys who really want to bring people back to the office. And obviously because they want to utilize the real estate, I think. And it's already a sunk cost, so probably make use of it. We don't have that problem. So somebody asked me this question in our last conversation saying, since you don't spend so much money on real estate, do you pass it back to the employees? We do pass back to the employees. So what we have done is that our average compensation is probably much higher than a lot of other people of the same caliber and the same experience. So this is one way of making sure that we are rewarding it. And it's not about, of course we'll make money when we sell, but right now we want everybody to be happy in the work they do, in the way they are working, and how the collaboration happens. So we have modeled this very successfully. When I joined, we were about 8 people. Today we are about 30 people. Globally, we are growing, and it's really working very well for us. So collaboration is possible with technologies and tools and the trust and the leap of faith. It really can be a fantastic model. And I really encourage some of the younger companies to do this because there is always this need for us to get a lot of things done faster and better and superior. If you adopt this model, you can really do that because we built a product ground up in less than 12, 13 months. And that wouldn't have been possible if you're bringing everybody into the office and we're doing this the way traditionally it was done. So this is our story. I'm very happy to talk to people to see if we can help somebody else do it.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. I don't know if it's the ideal environment to be there because we at Sodexo, we have 450,000 employees globally. And even till after 6 years, we don't realize where we are reporting. So, even my team says, you say something, somebody else is saying something, how do we manage? So how do we prepare, our own HR professionals to ensure that to this digital shift that we are working around, to make it informative, for them, I think maybe Anand, you at a large scale, contrary to what Rajiv does, looks like easy, if the real estate benefit is coming to the employees, which is not possible in different scenarios, how do you still engage our HR team themselves and also at a large, using AI, and also ensuring that everything is at their fingertips?
Sure. So unfortunately, our business is totally opposite of what Rajiv said. So none of my employees, at least the store employees, can work from home. The moment they work from home, then the customers like you, I don't know whom you would go and build the same. Anyways, we are building even tools towards that. So what we have done to make sure that at least the employees get the same experience is we had almost like 2 years back launched one app called Landmark Genie. And Genie is like any other Genie it is, and it kind of gives you the answer for anything and everything that as an employee you want. And anything which you don't find on Genie, you just say that I am not able to get it. Genie will ask you, you want to raise a query. It won't even say that query is going to Anand or Lata or Rajiv or anyone. It will say, do you want to ask a query? And the moment someone says, yes, I want to ask a query, query is raised. Now, the moment we launched it, first thing that I got from my HR business partners was, once you are launching this, are you going to increase the ratio of employees to HR? Do you think we will have to reduce our manpower? I said, not even one HR guy will go out of it. Just because we are, and that was my case to my CFO also. I said, anyways, this is just a query management tool. We are just making sure that employees get the right answers. Because if Anand Arora is a new employee, HR employee in the company, he can give wrong answers and then employee will face a challenge. So that's how we launched it. Post that launch, we are able to make sure that any new, earlier we were at 1:6 stores, that one HR guy to 6 stores. Today we are at one HR guy to 8 stores. So to answer to your productivity, we are able to do that. Second, whatever that we have to go to the employees, anything that has to go to employees, the first thing that comes to mind for everyone is, okay, let's do it in LM Genie. And LM is a short form of Landmark Genie. So first thing that everyone will say, okay, let's do it in the LM Genie. And Lata, I will take one more minute because this is very close to my heart. When we launched it, most of the HR guys said, it's very difficult. You can't even transact. There is no one to kind of talk to them. Employees want to talk to a person rather than to a machine. I don't think it will work. And I had to actually push them. I had to actually push them to a state that, guys, you are getting tracked. If your employees are not downloading it, I will show the reports to the CEO also because we have invested money. So I had to push it up to, I think I pushed it up to 75%, and then I left it. And I told my CHRO, बस यहाँ से ज़्यादा मैं push नहीं कर सकता. अब जहाँ पहुँचना था पहुँच गया, इसके आगे मैं कुछ नहीं करूँगा. And today, it's been almost 18 months that I have stopped pushing it. Today our adoption ratio, which I kind of always monitor, is it is at 85%. And that too in an organization which has more than 60-70% attrition rate for those front lines. Which means the moment Anand joins, first thing, if he gets a buddy in Rajiv, first thing he talks to Rajiv, मेरे को shift कैसे पता लगेगी? अरे छोड़ना HR के पास मत जा. Download this and it will solve you. That's what the power of AI that we have done. The Mediclaim cards, which is like, everyone will get reminded of only when it is needed. 11 p.m. in the night, you're fearing, should I call HR or not? And you don't have to do anything. You open the app, you just say, I need cards. The cards will come to you depending upon your network speed within 2 seconds or 30 seconds. That is the network speed that we get. The cards will be sent to you. No questions asked, nothing. So that's the power of AI. And I think what Rajiv said, that someone with knowing the AI might take a job, but AI can't take a job because still, if the query is raised, it is the human that answers and not the AI.
Thank you so much, Anand. I always also talk to my team, whether you take reporting from AI or vice versa, right? So it all depends upon how you kind of improve your thought leadership. And, being a legal advocate, now I more relate myself as a DEIB advocate. So from that perspective, I cannot leave without reflecting on how AI and the productivity related to an aspect of diversity. How can we relate saying that, is there an aspect that you consider? Because our organization globally, we kind of manage 25%, plus at our account, we are managing about 40% gender diversity. So how do you see a connection between AI and also digital?
It's a very difficult topic, So
that's why I put it.
In our company, 42% are female employees, 58 male, and I am reporting to vice chairperson. And we do have work from home, remote work, night shift, day shift, traditional side and also the advanced side. So very tricky situation. And yes, we want to make it 50-50 percentage. But right now we are at 42, we are unable to move actually towards that. Why? Because some HODs, they prefer male only because of the work demands. I don't know whether it is work demand or they want male only. We don't know that one. But when you use AI, definitely it looks at talent only, not the gender. So what I want to do is when I'll bring the technology, when I will show the talent, then they will not bother about the gender. If I'll show a good candidate is available after through various assessments using AI, definitely they will prefer even more female candidates also. Even that is our target actually. HR target is making it 50-50%. Another thing is, now we want to bring disabled people also. How best we can bring that also into our employment opportunities. So we are working on AI. That AI will let us know actually what kind of works are available, whether disabled people can able to deliver those requirements. Once it is done, then we want to recruit even disabled people also. Another thing is, we will be conducting so many manual surveys, but at the end the assessment report will not give a proper recommendations based on the gender, based on the age, based on the level of employment and all these things. So their DEI matters a lot. So we are using some tools, which these tools are giving better recommendations or suggestions based on these things, that is age, gender, level of employment. So we are able to take some kind of strategies, and we are able to give recommendations to the management also, so that equality can be brought in and it can be strengthened more also. Another thing is, when we will use ATS, everybody knows ATS, there also talent matters only for that. So in many ways, AI will help us in DEI, for the betterment of DEI in any organization. So we are implementing already all those things. As I mentioned that it will take some time, but key areas I have started implementing in our company. So, and we are getting results also. So based on this, yesterday only I got a mail from one of charity. So blind talent is available, trained one. So now we are working out actually how best we can consider them into our recruitments. So it is happening. AI is helping us actually in that also. That's right.
Thank you so much, Manju. As we wrap up, maybe, the other side, when I look up to DEIB discussions, they say we are all temporary abled. So do we need to little bit concern, about while we are looking at productivity, enhancing employee engagement, other side, but what is that? Is there AI going to take our jobs? This is how is like the very common notion with the young HR leaders. So how do you reflect on this? Maybe we can wrap with this one.
I said it in the start. AI will not replace, but people without AI will get replaced. So I think I stick to my original thinking that we have to coexist, we have to collaborate, we have to figure out how it becomes a part of what you do, and it's possible in every area. So we have to be very smart. Resistance is not going to be the answer. And where we are seeing resistance, it is going to really fail. I think the real HR guys have to get in. And then probably they have to tell the boss, this time is up. So, no, wake up, smell the coffee, accept, collaborate, coexist, and then your whole possibilities, your whole way of doing things completely changes, and that is the reality.
Thank you, Rajiv. Just one thing to add, that we encourage our employees to use Copilot and ChatGPT and all that. What I've seen is that the communication style also has become more objective, more empathetic, less conflicts, less blaming each other and all of it. So, I mean, this will go a long way. Yeah. Thank you.
I would like to add one more thing. In 2018, one global survey, they published that 78% of global HR leaders felt that they will be losing the jobs because of AI by 2030. But the same company conducted the survey again, I think last year I read, same people, they mentioned that yes, they will be in their position if they will align with AI. So we have to go with AI, otherwise it's very difficult for us. This is global survey.
Okay, so I would say, similar to what panel members have said, it is AI which will stay, but we need to learn what we have to kind of, how to work with it. Recently, we had one code of conduct survey which was going on, and then they said that you have to do this mandatory training. One document which was almost like 300 pages, and it was loaded, and they said, okay, you read it, and then there is a 3 hours study and all that. What I did was upload it in the Copilot, ask specific questions. Okay, if my relative is working, what is that I need to do? If I get a gift from someone, what is that I need to do? is there any mandatory declaration that I need to do in case of any other such things? And Copilot within seconds gave me those answers. Those 300-page document, I was able to read and sign off, okay, I understood it completely and closed it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just on a lighter note, the only jobs which will exist are the guys who are building the AI. That will not go away. Because that's still a human doing it, and those jobs become more premium as the time passes.
Thank you.
Well, give them a big round of applause. Fantastic session.